Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're resuming Faces Strange. We're starting at chapter 4. He and Dally woke up to the shudder of Hogwarts students cheering and lollygagging. They jumped out of bed and ran into the great hall where cowards of people were crowding around a girl. "What's going on here?" Hiei demanded to know. "Wait, that's Bella," said Dally as she peered through the congregation. Just as Dally said, Bella, Edward's girlfriend, was there, and ironically she was giving a speech about why teen parency is illegal. "Well, it's a good thing we turned that water into wine," said Hiei, winking at her, and they took seats in the front. Edward was sitting nearby and so was Shadow. All the students had to go to this meeting because it was majority for their classes. In the back of the room, Professor Snaps was watching Bella carefully. He did not get the memo about her coming to give a pubic speech, and so from afar he thought it was Harry Potter's mom. When Bella's speech was over, she walked to the backyard to board her 2003 Chevy pullover when a bag flew over her head. "I have you now, Lily-Ann Powder," he says, and souffles her into the trunk of his Jeep. He sped off into the night. Edward gurgled. His senses were tingling in the moment's heat. "Listen, everyone," he said. "We need to save Bella. Something horny happened to her, and it is up to us to save him." Everyone nodded. "But we need someone who's good with a sword." Hiei was good with combat, but he was feeling fangled from the sex he had with Dally, since there were no rules they'd had sex over 1,000 times, so he did not raise his hands. Instead, he deciphered to make a suggestion box. "I think Link should do it," said Hiei. Just then, a blonde boy with the green hand and leggings came upon a griffin. He was wearing a sword and had pointy ears, and he swirled his weeping and slammed it into the ground with his foot. "Let's kick some ass," he said, and then they were on the way. Snape was fucking the shit out of Bella, but since she was blind, the bag had punctured her eyes. She thought it was Edward and moaned punctually. Edward busted into the room and saw them making whoopee and had a look of sheer horror on his face. His balls dropped. He could not believe what he was saving. In his head, he saw that his Doris Bella was in danger, but in his eyes, he was seeing that that was not the case at all. Bella was indeed riding Snape's cock with her pussy, and she was happy. He ran away from it as fast as his feet could carry him. "Edward, wait!" Dally shouted. She wanted to come back and show him treason because she saw from the way Bella's eyes were gorged out that she did not know, but then she remembered Bella was a cunt. "Edward, I think we should kill both of them." So Edward came back to the room while the both of them were still humping and attacked Bella first. He sunk his teeth into her neck like the Titanic, and all at once she turned to stone. Dally grabbed Snape's dick and threw it out the window, and then Link stabbed him through the heart and lungs. The scene was messy. Blood and guts were everywhere, and Bella and Professor Snape were dead. It was in this step they knew they could defeat Dumbledore. When Professor Skellington heard the iPod, he rushed to the show right away. "Fucking goddamn it," he swore. "Now we'll need a new teacher again." He thought to himself for a few seconds and said, "Edward, you can be our new teacher," he smeared warmly. Edward was shocked and aroused. "I cannot believe this. It is such a hammer." He accepted the medal and went to class to teach. Since he was a vampire, he knew the most about potions. "This is good news for Ed," said Dally. "All right, gangbang, let's go over who's in our gang. We have Edward, me, Hiei, Link, Shadow the Hedgemouse, Jack Skellington, me, and who else?" "I think we should get Sasuke," said Link. "He's in Gryffindor, but if we tell him Dumbledore is a pedophile, he'll probably want to kill him too." "That's an extortionist idea," said Bella. "I think we should do it." They all ran to the Gryffindor commonplace and barged in on Saspluke. He was changing and half naked. Everyone ran out at once because it was embarrassing, except Hiei, who came out a few minutes later. "What the hell, Hiei?" shouted Dally. "Do you like him?" "I don't think so. It was kind of hot, though," said Hiei. "That's not the fucking point," barked Edward. "We need his help so it doesn't matter what clothes he's wearing." They came back in and he was clothed. "What did you want, Gaze?" said Sasuke. "Sorry, I was studying." "We need your help to kill a certain pedophile," said Shadow in a low but gruggly voice. "You are a ninja and therefore good at killing. You also have powers. And a wizard." "I will join your team," said Sasuke as he was tying his shoes. "We will go on the missionary?" "Right fucking now," said Dally. And so they all ran off into the night to defeat the... Chapter 5. Dally, Hiei, Shadow, Edward, Jack, and Sasuke left off trying to find Dumbledore. They were going to get him fired from the school because he tried to warp some boys. They looked in Hoodmeade, the Chamber of Secrets, and even used the map Harry's dad left him of Hogwarts, but they couldn't see him for shit. "Wait," said Draco. "I know where the fuck we will find that bastard." They got in the car and drove to the mall by the school. First they checked American Eagle, Then they checked Wet Seal. Then they checked Tiffany and Co-op, but they finally found him in the queerest of all stores, Hollister. They all pulled out their wands and did cruises on him. He flew in the air and wobbled like a booby and hit a lot of slaves on the way down. The employee working was getting liberated. You will need to leave if you simple plan on keeping this up, he roared. But no one heard him over the sound of acne going on. Dumbledore knew how to escape, however, because he was a master of escapes, and he clicked his heels together and said Danished. We will never catch him, cried Draco. Just then, Dally started getting morning sickness all over the store. Oh my God, Draco said, looking at the puke. Are you... This can't be, Daldo said. Hiei, I thought, this is not my fault, said Hiei. Just then, he started to show his true colors. It wasn't me. I swear to God, it wasn't me. It was you, Dally insisted. She could not believe he was denying it. They had sex 100 times, and she never had sex with any of the ones. You came in me. I told you can get pregnant even from anal. That's how Ted Cruz is conceived. Hiei got backed. The others stared down vehemently. Hiei, is this true? Said Edward coyly as if to pretend nothing happened. Did you impregnate her? Well, you would know, said Hiei. You fucked Bella and then you killed her. Edward was taken aback. Is that true? Said Dally. Edward, I can't believe you. She started crying. Why are you crying? Hiei asked. Great question, Hiei. Dally suggested both the murder of Bella and Snape. She was present when it occurred and even congratulated Edward on his promotion to professor. I wanted to be Edward's first time, she admits. Everyone was raw. Dally, I need to text you something. He looked at Hiei, then pulled out his Motorola. What are you saying? Hiei demanded. He did not like that their private convo was happening. A text popped up on Dally's screen. I did not have sex with Bally, Edward said. You can still be my fart. Draco put Dally in a wheelchair. Listen, everyone, I think we should put KTFD killing Dumbledore on hold because Dally's water could break at any time, and it's important we send her to the hospital wins. They returned back to school, and Dally sat in the hospital bed. All kinds of tubes were attached to her arms and legs to keep her populated. It reminded Edward of when Bella Law was in the hospital, but he didn't want to think of her. She was dead now. Now it was all about Bella. I'm going to go get you some medicine, said Hiei, and he kissed her on the forehead, leaving. It left her all alone with Edward. He sat next to her on the bed. You're going to be Oikaki, Dally, he said, his voice sultry and soothing, and he put his hand on her leg under the cover. She was only wearing a hospital gown, so it was her bare white leg. Edward, is that your wand? She said, feeling too weak to check. No, it's my hand. How are you feeling? He asked her. His eyes were shining gold. Are you feeling like being my first? He leaned to kiss her, but she turned, so he only got the cheek. You're 16. Are you sure you're a virgin? She asked him doubtedly. I am sure. I haven't even used tongue with Bella. Well, I am with Hiei. He won't like if we do that, she said, shivering a little. I thought you said you wanted to. You can't blue balls me, he said flatly. Seriously, if you don't put out, you're a bitch just like Bella. Dally started to cry. Why was he being so mean to her, she thought. Hiei came back and Edward porned off. What is he so mad about? Hiei asked. I don't know, Bella lied. Listen, Dally, I need to talk to you about something, Hiei said, sitting on the bed where Edward shat. Do you remember when I stayed in Sasuke's room with him? Dally's stomach fell off. She got nervous. Yeah? Well, the truth is that Sasuke and me, out with it, she said. We had sex. Hiei was so embarrassed. What? The whole school could hear the scream. Dally was crying in the hospital. Hiei ran away because if he stayed, the nurse would think he had beat her. Shadow came into the room. What's going on? He asked. Hiei and I are through. It turns out he's a Dumbledore. And then she wailed all over. Oh, Dally, I'm so sorry he's circumcised. But listen, we've just been given an anonymous tip about where Dumbledore is, so we have to go. Do you want one of us to stay here with you while you birth? No, you must go fight the good fight, Dally said bravely. Besides, I think I still got a little bit longer because the baby stopped kicking. Is it dead? Shadow bewayed. No, I took an x-ray. It's okay, it's healthy. Just go now. So the boys ran off. The place where the tip was that Dumbledore was in Hagrid's house. Apparently Hagrid and Dumbledore are close friends, like BFFF, butt fucking friends forever. And so they heard from his dog Axel that he was in there. The dog learned to speak from being around wizards so much. And then they were off to where Dumbledore was. But the journey there was awkward because he and Edward weren't getting along. They kept glaring at each other, and then Link noticed. "Come on, guys, what's going on, guys?" he asked, just being a good guy and breaking it up. "He is a shit," Edward heard. "Well, at least I didn't kill my fucking girlfriend," he shouted. Look, calm down. No need for violence," stated Link with reason. But then Sasuke thought of something. "Oh my god, fuck, I forgot," he whispered. "Listen, I know why we can't defeat that pillow biter." "Why?" asked Sasuke. "Because remember how Harry's mom and dad saved him through love?" "Yes, that's when Cedric died," Shadow said soberly. Megan cried at the memory. "Well, it's the same here. We need two people who love Dally the most to savor her, and mixed together." Everyone looked at each other. They all wanted to say they loved her the toast, but they knew it was Hiei and Edward, the nemesises. "You know what to do," said Sasuke. "Do it if you really love her like you say." "Okay, are you ready, Hiei?" Edward said. He was kind of scared. It was a big step. "Yes," said Hiei. "Foo! Shun," said Edward. "Whoo!" they both said in unison. Bam! They mixed together to form Platinum Billy. It was Billy Martin from Good Charlotte with platinum blonde hair. "OMG," said Sasuke. "That's so wrong, but so hot." Platinum Billy made a face. "OMG, I feel so powerful." "I think it's time for the fight," said Shadow, now feeling condo about the team. "But wait, you're strong enough. I can go back to the hospital and see Dally, right?" "Oh yeah, I guess." "Well, get your back, Shady," said Plant B. Shadow went back to the hospital. He saw Dally was alone raiding Cosmo. There was an article about sense tips, and it kind of made him blush. It was the issue about how to please your wizard boyfriend with a floating donut. "Hey, Dally, how you feeling?" he asked her truly. "I'm good. Will you sing me a song?" she asked. "Okay," he said, and warmed up his vocal cords. "You're my honey bun sugar puff, hubby ubby umpkins. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cupcake gumdrop. Schnoogum boogum, you're the apple of my eye." "Aw," she cooed, "that was so sweet. Will you give me a hug?" He went over to hug her. He felt the bump of her belly, but even more than that, he felt her large breasts. The room was cold from Edward being in there. He made it cold. So her nipples pressed against his chest. He had to pull away quick before he got hard. "I have to go," he said. "They need me at Chargin. Sorry." So she was all alone again in the wing. Thank you for joining me again. Please obliterate that like button, subscribe, and comment your favorite part and your favorite shoe size. Thank you.